Welcome, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to Facebook Live. It is the 9th of July, year 2025. I'm hoping everyone is doing well. Kind of summer, we are like at the start of summer or in the middle of summer in certain areas. So it's really hot and I live in Texas, so we've had a tragedy in Texas with they were like some flash floods, and because of it, a lot of children were affected. They were at a camp and they got washed away in the floods, and we lost a lot of lives. So our thoughts and prayers with all the families that are affected by the floods. Today, um, we have Josie with us. Good evening, Josie. She's part of our core group of meditators. She's recently joined our core group of meditators. And Patricia has joined. She's not on video, but I see her online. So Patricia, whenever you are ready, you can start. Or I don't know if you're going to be able to put yourself on video. The other people, I think Lakshmi already told me that she was not going to be able to join. And then I think April, it's an off week. We normally don't have Facebook Live on this Wednesday. So April is not here, I think, for that reason. So I also wanted to let y'all know, normally we would have done a Facebook Live next week. Which is on the 16th of July. The reason we shifted the Facebook Live from 16th of July to today was because Dr. Joe is having a kaleidoscope meditation that everybody can sign up for on his website. You can go to drjoedispenza.com and sign up for the meditation. The meditation will be held at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Correct, Patricia? It's at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. And so we won't have Facebook Live on 16th. We won't have Facebook Live on the 23rd. The next Facebook Live will be on the 30th of July. So I wanted to clarify that. And please sign up for the Kaleidoscope meditation. I think it's like $60 or something, but it's worth it because we will be, I'm sure there will be like 2,000 participants in on site. And I don't know how many more thousands are going to join the meditation. So you will be meditating at that moment. Just imagine with maybe 6,000 to 10,000 people, right? I don't know what the attendance is going to be. So that in itself becomes like a totally different experience than a normal meditation. So I would encourage everyone to sign up for the Kaleidoscope meditation. And the Kaleidoscope meditation is like, he uses the kaleidoscope. You can listen to Becoming Supernatural to understand the Kaleidoscope meditation, but he tries to bring us into trance using the kaleidoscope, slow our brain waves down. And he says we are very suggestible at that time when our brain waves are slowed down. And I think the meditation is Molecules of Mystical. That's what is labeled on the meditation. And he may program us for certain molecules that bring up that's the whole concept behind it. I'm trying to find a question that I was going to ask. So Patricia, this person asks, I have a pain body that results from comparison that others were better than me. Like there, one type of comparison may be my friends are all happily married. And like saying happily married, maybe the friends are not actually happily married, but they're going to say, oh, all my friends are happily married, but I'm not happily married. And this person was telling Eckhart that since she was a child, she's always had this pain body about comparison, right? She'll say, oh, those people are living in, I'm poor, and those people are living in better houses, so they're having a better life than I am, right? So what do you say to that kind of, what kind of advice do you have for that person? I know what Eckhart told her, but what kind of advice would you have? And then her pain body kicks in, and then she gets into this is from Eckhart's website. Like somebody asked this question. So
thank you so much, Poonam. It's an amazing question, and I'm sure all of us experience those pain bodies. But it's great that the questioner is aware that that was, you know, like a main theme. That's the I did have it as well, and I still have it. You know, what other has that I don't? And it's always we compare our brain here in 3D. It's set up to compare and contrast, and ego, like Eckhart many times in his books and in his talk says that thrives on either feeling superior or inferior to others, because that's where, you know, it's the past, it's the judgment, it's the criticism, it's attachment to identification of whatever you are in your life. However, knowing in that moment when you are aware of that comparison, you're actually feeling, okay, they're better off, they're happily married, and I'm alone. I mean, I'm empathizing with this because still here. But realizing that this is what you chose, I chose this, and just starting to get back to the present moment and actually appreciating your life and your journey and why your soul has chosen this. And each one of us has a completely different set of lessons to learn. I mean, we do have certain similar archetypes that we need to go through, and how we clear their karmatic karm,
karmic.
karmic accumulations, and how we act differently. And this is actually what Dr. Joe beautifully points out. So there is a painful past, which the pain body keeps want to feed on it. Okay, you're not good enough. You know, everybody's better off than you. They have a better relationship. They have a better car. They better, like, so knowing that's like, that's a dialogue in your head. And then just in that moment, choose different. Okay, I'm listening to my thoughts. Okay, but these are thoughts. On whose behalf am I thinking this? Like Rupert Spira's question, on whose behalf? And then realizing that this moment is perfect, that in this moment, nothing is missing, that I'm this eternal being, that it's whole and complete, and no comparison and nobody else's life can take it away from me, because it's just a thought, nothing else. So I would say it's human condition. It's how we are wired, a lot of us, to compare and contrast, because this is how our brain figures out things around us. It's full of dualities, the three-dimensional world. However, this is a beautiful presence practice. Every time you get triggered and your pain body comes up, acknowledge it. Like, really, okay. But is it true? Is it true that someone is happily married? Really, that's what Byron Katie, like, is this true? Like, I can only notice or base it on what they saying, but maybe in their own home, they're not as happy as they seem to be. And this is their lesson. This is their experience to go through. Mine is here, and just keep saying, I'm part of this. I'm consciousness. I chose these experiences to see how this human will work through those the conditioning patterns. And I mean, that's amazing, that knowing, realizing that pattern, and just every time it comes up, taking a deep breath, it's like, okay, here you are. Not today. Like April says, not today. Let's change that. Can I choose different thoughts? Can I say, I chose this? I'm actually, I'm happy with what is. I accept what is. Absolute, complete acceptance, even of those thoughts, even of the pain body. Acceptance. And as Eckhart says, it dissolves. And doing it over and over, each time it's going to be weaker. Each time when you give it less and less energy and focus by just cutting those strings to those thoughts and realizing your true self by raising your vibration and getting in touch either with your inner body or even meditating, and if possible in that moment of even closing your eyes for 1 second, taking deep breath and feeling your heartbeat. It's like, okay, everybody, like the thoughts, blah, blah, I'm going, but I'm here. I'm alive here and now. And I'm so grateful for my heart, for my breath, for this day. And once you start feeling the gratitude towards absolutely everything and toward accepting the moment as is with all its beauty, and realizing, like Carolyn May says, that everything happens for a beautiful and divine reason, for our learning and for our blessing. So when those thoughts come in, okay, you're not good enough, you're so much worse off. Are they really yours? Or maybe they're just from generation, passed from generation, something else. Like, that's not me. I'm here and now, content and just being in my dwelling in the sweet spot of the present generous present moment. But yes, I know it's hard in the beginning. It's just like you starting to identify yourself with this pain body, that's me. It's not. Plus, from other perspective, I read someone that no matter where you are, you might be someone that someone else wants to be. I was like, oh, really? So just realizing that it's just a matter of how you look at things. And like Wayne Dyer said, that the minute you change the way you look at things, the things change, right? So it's really your power in that moment to choose not today. Not gonna go there today. Let's choose different thoughts. If I have to think, if not, just sit with in the present moment and do that exercise of grounding, maybe. I think I saw it on one of Lakshmi's posts, doing the exercise of grounding, which I done a few times, and it's really good. It's like in that moment, pick 5 things that you can see. Like honestly, just, okay, I can see this, 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 this. Then pick 4 things you can feel, like touch, different textures, like touching. Oh, I can touch my hair, I can touch the bottle of water, the tablecloth, the keyboard. Now, 3 things that you can hear. What do I hear right now? Right? The sound of this, there's a fan going, there's a car or the birds singing. And then two things that you can smell, like, what do I smell right now? The air smells clean, but someone is making breakfast. I feel something. And then the last thing is one thing you can taste. Hold on just 1 second. So sorry, I had to let my daughter in. So, and honestly, by the time you're done with those senses, the thoughts of comparing to anyone, your pain body is completely dissolved because you're grounding yourself in the present moment, because you can only feel and see and taste those things here and now. I hope that helps.
Lots of tips, Patricia. Thank you so much. Grateful for all that you've shared. I'm trying to read the question again. So I don't remember what Eckhart told this person, but I kind of feel something that I think I may have told Josie as well, right? That one of the things that we have, I mean, first, a certain degree of presence needs to permanently be there, right, with us. So it's amazing that this person can, upon reflection, actually see, like, it's quite humbling to see that they can see that they do this, that they live out of comparison, right? And that their pain body actually swirls into like feeling the lack and incompleteness, saying that another maybe saying, oh, those people are more beautiful than I am, or those people are happily married. Maybe those people are actually in their marriage having a miserable relationship in the marriage, but our outlook is that, oh, they are all happily married, they have a house, they have 2 cars, they have 2 kids, right? We kind of think that it's a happy marriage, but it really may not be a happy marriage, like you said, Patricia. So the one thing that Dr. Joe teaches, and this is something that Eckhart says couched in different ways, right? That if we have to bring the sword of presence to our life situation, but there needs to be a certain amount of presence power to do this. And the presence power to do this implies that we are actually observing what I feel like. I remember maybe 5-6 years back, 2013 2014 year 2013 2014, so it's actually 10 years back, right? When I would feel irritation, I knew the irritation actually is like some kind of icky feeling in the pit of my gut. Like it flutters over there, like, and then some burning sensation arises in the gut, right? So my suggestion to anybody saying, oh, I have a pain body, is the suggestion from Dr. Joe Dispenza is we have to look at the life situation and realize, how are we going to be different the next time the same thing happens, right? When I am doing a comparison, what am I going to do the next time, right? So that he calls it mental rehearsals. So if for everything he says, do a mental rehearsal. If you yelled at somebody, right, or you reacted with somebody in an irritable manner, now you did that, you're done. the action is done. It's not like, oh my God, I did such a horrible thing. It's nothing of that sort. The action for this moment is done. What we need to do is come back home, right? And this is another thing Dr. Joe Dispenza says is we have lost the art of contemplation. So come back home, sit down, right? And contemplate the same scene. How am I going to act the next time that same irritation arises? And what I know from my experience, the greatest metacognition or cognition I had, cognitive powers I had out of presence was this bodily reaction. So my mental rehearsal was to watch my bodily reaction. That make sure that as soon as I see the bodily reaction, that I know it's a trigger that, hey, I'm about to do something that I'm going to regret. My pain body is kicking in, right? So recognize the signs of your pain body. And your pain body is going to show signs in the form of there's like some kind of hot anger, like pain body is like some kind of painful, like a rush of energy that boils in, right? Like we are in this almost this fight, flight, freeze mode, and we just react, right? Like a rush of energy comes through, and it's not like if y'all can remember how y'all feel, what I feel is it always is like a rush of energy, like even anger, right? Some people are getting angry on a conference bridge, then we are also raising our voice and getting angry, right? Instead of actually being the presence so that we can absorb everybody's anger, we are also getting torn into whatever is going on with everybody else, right? So what I feel is a mental rehearsal would help immensely if people can do a mental rehearsal of how they will act differently when their pain body is about to start. But you cannot do it once you're in the momentum of the pain body. It's going to pull you and pull you so bad that now you're throwing things, you're yelling, you're screaming, you're doing things that like I remember my pain body when I was married to my ex-husband, and like there was like saying things, throwing things, feeling anger, right? Hot anger, rage, in rage, because that's what I learned from my mother. That's how my mother handles situations, right? So the pain body is already taken you over. And I don't think once the pain body is taken, I'm saying we had to have enough mental rehearsal to know how to catch it right before it starts, so that we don't get pulled by the pain body.
And Dr. Joe's meditations for this, you know, to be first aware of the thoughts that take you there, and then behaviors, and then feelings, because the feelings are what's feeding it. So what kind of feelings you don't want to feel anymore? And then he's saying what thoughts you do want to think, and just he's taking you there. So now your brain has a balance of thoughts you don't want to think and thoughts you would rather think. And so the next time it happens, when the negative thoughts that causes the reaction happens, you notice that it's like, I don't have to think that way. I can think other way. So honestly, it's just like managing or mastering your thoughts, your body, overcoming. He said, over the process of overcoming, it's becoming the new you, because you have to change yourself to change, you know, the world or the circumstances. So if even if at some point this person would like to be happily married, but it's not, if you start thinking, you know, visualizing it and stuff, maybe, you know, raise your vibration, you will attract the right person that will, you know, make that come true. But I like the way Dr. Zhao says it, that our brain is a record of the past. So that's why if we do mental rehearsal, we kind of rehearsing like your past future. So in other words, yes, we're thinking of the future, but because brain already went through it, for the brain is a record of the past, right? So it's just easier to tap into it, like you said. So if we already rehearse it, the next time the situation happens, we have a choice between the old self would react the other way, but now we also rehearse what we want, so we can choose the other
Right.
outcome.
Like in business, they always talk about the 7 habits of highly successful people by Stephen Covey. And Stephen Covey says the same thing, that between stimulus and response, there's a gap. And that gap is the awareness. The gap is what Dr. Joe calls metacognition, what Eckhart Tolle calls presence, right? So I always love Eckhart's teachings where he says, I love the non-pol, in India, they talk about this word called nishkarm, which is words that don't have any polarity, don't create any karma. A lot of the words that Eckhart uses are that nishkarm, the non-polarized words, right? He says, okay, there's a life situation. You bring the sword of presence to the life situation. It is as it is. So look at the facts of the situation. And they're just bare facts, right? Like maybe somebody didn't return a phone call. That's the bare facts of the situation. Or somebody didn't show up. We were supposed to meet somebody. One of the examples Byron Katie uses is you planned on a dinner with a friend and the friend did not show up at the dinner or lunch, and the friend didn't show up for lunch, right? Bare facts of the situation. The friend did not show up, right? And then what are you going to do out of that life situation? The pain body would just like call the friend and yell at them and go, I never trust you. I'm never going to have, I'm never going to make lunch plans with you or dinner plans with you ever again. You never are ever on time. Because at that point in time, what happens is people are not realizing when people don't show up, when we ask them to meet us, we at that moment, the pain body is no longer about the situation that the friend didn't show up. It's about our abandonment, because we feel abandoned, that that person promised to be there and now they've abandoned us. So our abandonment or issues with abandonment show up and we are yelling at that person for not being there with us.
Yeah, it triggers us from obviously some past accumulation, because different person with a different past that didn't happen. It honestly just doesn't even matter. Okay, I'll do something else. Like, does
Or
not
let's go, like Byron Katie says, okay, I'm gonna have lunch for 1, right? So that's what Byron Katie says.
And I also love that color, that I mean, way of thinking it, like Carlin Mays, that said everything happens for a reason. So if that happened, I gotta trust it. I don't have to know the reason. I just trust that it's the way it's supposed to be. So
Always trust people to do what they do. The other thing I was talking to Josie about right before this Facebook Live is, if you have a heavy pain body, then I would recommend Anthony Williams's Cleanse, because pain body is just, Eckhart says, is it actually, so what happens is all pain body is as we were children, as we were growing up, our parents did not teach us how to handle our emotions. So when we felt the rage, when we felt the anger, like my mom, even when I was crying, she would beat me up, and then I was crying and she would say, Stop crying. Don't cry. Right? Why are you crying? Don't cry. So they make us feel that we need to stuff our emotions. So all those emotions that we did not process, right? All that accumulated emotion that we did not process properly becomes the pain body. And it actually is that at that moment we are in, according to Anthony William, we are in fright, flight, freeze mode, and we are giving off excess adrenaline. And it is just stored toxic adrenaline in our body. So that's why the physical cleanse helps, because the cleanse will clean off the adrenaline. So that's why I was saying, Josie, like try the physical cleanse. I mean, he has it for 3 days, or so the cleanse is about being fat free all day. And then you do lemon water in the morning, as in like room temperature water, and you add lemon. Some people add honey to it. So lemon water. Then half hour later, you have fresh cold press, and it has to be cold press celery juice, because then you don't, if you don't do cold press, then it'll take off the nutrients that you actually need from the celery. And the celery is like juices, you juice it and you strain it. So it's pure celery juice, no fiber at all. And then like about 60 to 32 ounces of celery juice. Then half hour later, do heavy metal detox smoothie. And then like I eat steamed potatoes for lunch. And then in the evening, have a salad, eat fruit all day. Any amount of fruit, any amount of salads is good. And he has like in his book Cleanse to Heal, he has like so many recipes that you can make, right? Like you can have blueberry porridge, which is oatmeal. You boil the oatmeal, cook it, and then add lots of wild blueberries in it, and just put maple syrup on top and eat it. So it's everything is fat free. So you do the cleanse for 3 days or so, and you see how it makes you feel, right? I know Francesca has joined. Francesca, do you see the question in the chat? I put this is from Eckhart's website, where a person said, I have a pain body that results from comparison, that others are better off than me. Like one of the examples she gave was that my friends, all of them are, she may be in her 20s, late 20s or early 30s. And she was saying, all my friends are happily married and I'm not happily married, right? And then feeling bad about it. Her pain body kicks in and she's miserable all day. So what do you have for her? And I know Wyatt has joined us online. So good evening, Wyatt. Much love to you. Christina joined as well. Good evening, Christina. Okay, go ahead, Francesca.
Hi. Sorry, I'm late. I had my Zen sit today, so
No worries.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I saw the question that when you posted it there, and thank you for clarifying in our comment. With regards to the pain body, that results in, thoughts arising in relation to comparisons, that others, first of all, the thought itself that others are better off than her. It sounds like female. Just that thought alone itself is what's is behind the causation of the misery that this person is experiencing right now for being alone. Because they are manifesting their reality from that state of consciousness, and they're unconsciously feeding that. And as a result of that, what you feed is what's going to grow. So you will start to become, lonely. People will, from a relationship perspective, if that's what you're looking for, then that's literally, you're going to find that, yeah, I'm not good enough. It's coming from a space of I'm not good enough. So it sounds like this beautiful being needs to do a lot of inner work, and I'm smiling at how funny this question is in relation to, because it's reflecting somebody that's with me that's moving through the same thing right now. And you know, I've been in observation of that, just like as an observer, watching it play out, you know, unfold, watching the actions that, you know, people take when they're feeling this way and so forth. And I see there's an opportunity here for deep, beautiful amounts of deep inner work exploration, because I can sense this is somebody who, for example, let me rephrase it this way. I would suggest asking questions like, is a relationship something that you really want? Now, I understand the friends, all the friends are in this relationship, and, you know, that's what's happening, and they all look happy because, you know, that's what we're trained to see. Behind closed doors, it's, you know, the pain body wars and all of these are things that erupt. I think there's an opportunity here for journaling. You know, is this what I really want? You know, um, if it's something that you really want, well, then what kind of a relationship are you looking for, and so forth, right? Like, you know, what is it that you want, you know, to experience in that relationship? What is your relationship like with yourself? Which is where the greater, deeper amounts of inner work comes in, right? Like, what is your relationship to yourself? Because below the surface right now, there's this not good enoughness and not good enough frequency that's running. And as a result of that, it will create issues when, if you were to meet, for example, a partner, you know, and fall in love and be in a relationship with them. I'm probably not the best for a relationship example. And the reason I'm saying that, because I'm extremely raw when it comes to teaching relationship, because every single relationship on the planet, unfortunately, since beginningless time, we were taught to love. I want to say the wrong way, because we were taught to be in relationships from a dependent, through the dependency lens, right? It's from our pain. I call it all pain body relationships. That's why the divorce industry is a monetized industry, right? It's all pain body relationship. We were taught to, you know, fall in love and la di da, all these things that are unrealistic. And what we weren't taught is about the most important relationship cultivation that needs to happen before we even step out there and you know, invite the energy of a partner, is the relationship with ourselves, right? And healing those shadows, you know, those woundings within us, teaching ourselves in the process how to love, how to show up in a relationship, you know, helping us to discover what is it that we like, you know, who am I, who are we, you know, who am I, you know. There is so much that we need to unpack here first before we're equipped enough to fall in love, or, you know, go into a relationship with somebody else. Because at the end of the day, if we're not able to love ourselves, or we don't even know what love is, we don't even know, you know, what love feels like, because what we feel, you know, what we were taught to feel is all pain body love and ego mind, you know, all of that, but not real love. And if we don't even know what that love feels like, how are we going to even love somebody else, right? So this is a beautiful question, because I feel like it's fully loaded. Like, it's a beautiful question because it opens up so much when it comes to the topic of relationship, because there's so much that we need to learn in this regards. You know, and I don't want to be like, you know, the bearer of bad news when it comes to relationship, but unfortunately, I believe, you know, majority, let's say majority of humans on the planet, uh, because of where we're at and because of what we're done, which, you know, is evident in our behavior, it's evident in the world that we've created, you know, it's evident in our footprint, Like our relationship shows up in how we show up, right? It shows up in our footprint and with, you know, in our relationship with nature. You know, we're destroying the very planet that we're living on. You know, it shows up in the toxic pain body relationships that we get involved in. And, you know, we have expectations, you know, like I call it low frequency pain body relationship. You know, oh my God, this is a guy, you know, I'm going to marry him because he has a lot of money. He's going to provide for me. Now, oh my God, here comes a list of endless expectations, right? In the meantime, you know, this poor guy don't even know how to relate to the emotional aspects of because that's not the way men were trained, right? You know, they can't even relate to emotions, let alone, you know, to the natural arising of what happens when you're in a relationship or not in a relationship, you know, everything from mood swings to, like, you know, the expectations of mind reading that's supposed to happen, and all of these, you know, there's a lot of noise there, a lot of messiness, unfortunately, that needs to be addressed, right? We need it's something that we heal through inner work, right? Throughout our inner work journey from our heads to our heart, by again maintaining that relationships through starting with ourselves, learning to do that for ourselves, right? Learning how to show up for ourselves, right? Learning how to cultivate that relationship, right? Self-care, you know, that's one of my favorite words, right? um you know, when we go into nature, right? Are we expecting? I mean, I guess I just answered my own question in my mind, because I was going to say, when we go into nature, are we expecting that nature is going to take away our pain? And I remember I was having a conversation with someone the other day, and they're like, yeah, you know, in our, you know, religiously culture, they were taught that when they have, you know, problems, they should go into nature and give that problem to nature. So I guess we were taught to do that, unfortunately, and that's really not how it works, right? Um, so unfortunately, you know, I invite this beautiful being asking this question to really sit down, you know, with a journal and ask yourself, is this what I really want? If it is, what kind of a relationship are you seeking? You know, what is it that you're seeking that's making you believe that you need to have this relationship? Is it this happiness that you see these couples are having, you know, and your friends are having? Well, what's behind the door of that happiness, you know, on the surface, right? Um, there's so many deep questions here you can ask, because I'm sensing what this person is feeling is disillusioned by the la di da, you know, my God, all these people are happy in this relationship, they're happily married, and I'm sorry, but that's not how it works. You know, like you know, nothing is what it seems. And not that there aren't happy relationships. I mean, a great example of happy relationships. And even that, you know, Eckhart always says, you know, he's mentioned that they have their, you know, up says Eckhart and his partner, right? And that's a cosmic, you know, conscious relationship, right? So what type of relationship are you looking for? You know, and I'm sensing it's the relationship with yourself. Otherwise, because if you had that relationship and that depth of presence and connectivity to yourself, it wouldn't matter what anybody else is doing outside of you, because you're happy. So if you're not happy, why is that? There's another question, you know? So I see it as an opportunity to deepen through questioning, sitting with yourself and asking yourself these questions, you know, through your meditative experiences with a journal, meditation practices, sorry, with a journal. And Patricia said something when Miriam Williamson says all relationships are assignment. Yes, divine assignments. Indeed. They are absolutely assignments. Yes. Because how we show up in our external relationship mirrors also to the way we show up with ourselves, right? You know, how many times do we negotiate ourselves away, right? How many times do we have unrealistic expectations from ourselves, even as beautiful beings, all of us doing this inner work, right? My God, some of us are in the habit of beating the crap out of ourselves if we're like, that something's like, oh my God, I just had that thought. I'm good at doing that. It's like, oh my God, I just triggered. What did I do? And it's like, and then comes the whip, right? Out comes the whip. So yeah, relationship. Wow, that's a huge topic, and yeah, thank you so much.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Francesca. Grateful for all the insights. So, what comes up for me is I remember like I'm going back to when I was maybe 19, 20 years old and met my ex-husband for the very first time. I feel, like that relationship, I can equate it to right now, like I know if I take myself back to my 18, 19-year-old self, I know my dad abandoned me when I was 8, right? So out of that abandonment, you're sending off signals that you want somebody to love you, right? I want love from somebody. And what Eckhart calls it, it's a very egoic, clingy, I want you, I need you, I must have you kind of clingy love, right? So everything that he did, like if I would go to the neighborhood store and call him on the phone. If I heard his voice on the phone, I would get so excited, right? Like it was like a rush of excitement, kind of thing, which I would equate to right now people doing text messaging to each other. Like in a relationship, they would write, "Oh, I love you, Ravi," or "Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing you," and getting all very giddy gaga over the text message, right? Or whatever that you suddenly got a phone call from them. They just talked to you for 5 minutes. They didn't have the whole day. They didn't check on you, but they talked to you for 5 minutes. Oh, I'm so giddy. Oh, that kind of love, right? We're looking, that love is a very external validation. We are still in our ego looking for external validation.
Yeah,
We are still coming from a sense of lack and incompleteness.
yeah, not good enoughness. Yes.
I am not good enough. And this person, like Eckhart and Oprah say in one of the conversations, I think about A New Earth when they were doing the webcast, Tom Cruise saying, "You complete me," or that movie where he said, "You complete me," is the most inaccurate statement because nobody can complete you.
Absolutely. And actually, movies are the greatest example of that. They've literally programmed the pain body, and they've programmed us to show up from the pain body with all of these limiting beliefs that are just disillusion.
Right. And then they show like, oh, these two people were so happy, all these rom-coms where all of these two people were so happy and they're going to live, The Notebook, they're going to live happily ever after, or this is the kind of love, they're going to live happily ever after. No, life is not that way. Because like Francesca, you said, and even Patricia mentioned this, if we are coming, we don't have the love within ourselves. If the presence, we are not working on our presence power. And our love is that connection, like when we get into meditation and we are totally in that void, in that blackness, like Dr. Joe Dispenza takes us into the blackness, when we can feel that coherent heart and coherent brain, and the love is being generated within us, we don't need any, like at this moment, I don't need anybody. Right? At this very moment, I have no need for another human being whatsoever, even if it means my son. I don't need my son,
I hear you.
right?
Yeah.
I don't need a husband or whatever, or I don't need a sister, I don't need a brother. Yeah, it is good to have a reflection. Like when somebody says, I love you, it's good to have it, but I don't need them because I am the vessel of love, right? I am the one that is generating that love, correct?
Yes.
So if I'm generating that love, why am I looking for it? And nobody needs to tell me, Poonam, you're so good. I know there's goodness because I connected with source and I am in that brain and heart coherence. And in that heart coherence, I am feeling so much love for the world. I mean, how much love do I outpour into this group? Like
Oh
it's
my
been
God.
since year 2016, right? Like, so it's been like nine years. Like it's an outpouring of just, and it's very selfless. I don't need anybody from the group to say thank you. I mean, I know a lot of you say thank you and are grateful. Josie, every email, she like every message, she's like, I'm so eternally grateful. And I'm like, no, you don't have to be grateful. It's just, it's okay. Like, I don't need any of that back to me because I know it's out of the whole love that I feel out of my brain and heart coherence, right? That it's just, I am love. And that's what Eckhart is trying to drive towards us, that if you have enough presence power, you are love. He differentiates between Spanish say te amo and there's one version which is say I want you, and the other one that actually means I love you. I think te amo actually means I love you, but there's another word in Spanish that says I want you. And you don't want the I want you kind of, I want you, I need you, I'm going to miss you, the clingy kind of love. Then that is very, that is not a good establishment for a relationship, because the first time that person cheats on you, the first time that that person does something that is going to be against your values is when they're no longer, I don't want you, I hate you, that I want you, I love you will change it to I hate you because you cheated on me, right? How many people do that? So that is really important. And the other thing that I feel, maybe Eckhart also, when he was I don't remember Eckhart's response to this person. One of the things, even though I've been on Facebook, whatever, 7-8 years or how many ever years that I've been on Facebook, I don't live my life on Facebook. I never post any personal pictures. If I went to a restaurant, that restaurant experience, Eckhart talks about in one of his talks, he explains totally about this concept of what do you call it? People who go on vacations, he calls them the vacationers, right? Whenever they go on vacation, they're always clicking on photographs, right? They're taking, like they may have gone to Italy and they may have gone to the Vatican, but everything they're looking through the camera instead of like putting the camera down and experiencing things out of their own consciousness, right? So
Yeah,
when I
that's right.
heard, and this is a talk that Eckhart gave in maybe 2009 or 2010. So I listened to it 2011, 2012. From then on, I do not take pictures. You will hardly see me take pictures of myself. You will hardly see me take pictures of anything that I did, right? I experience things through my consciousness. Like it's an imprint. If you notice, you are experiencing something, and that experience is going into your eyes and into your consciousness. Where are you experiencing something out there? It's not out there. It's within. When your eyes are just eyes, ears, all your senses are experiencing, and they're sending the signal back into your consciousness. So your consciousness or your soul, whatever your spirit, whatever you may call it, that is what is experiencing the experience. I don't need to put it on Facebook, right? That experience is experiencing the generous present moment, like Patricia says, right? I don't need to put my generous present moment out on Facebook. So it is an experience for me to experience in the moment, and how deeply I am in that present moment is going to make that experience something that I'm awed by, that is magnificent for me, whether it is a sunrise or whether it is whatever it may be, whatever the experience may be. So this person, one aspect of this person feeling that everybody else is happily married. What is this happily married? Maybe they put photographs on their Facebook posts that, oh, look at us, we are having these drinks and we are having, they're at this bar and having drinks and whatever ways that people show that they're happily married. But no, they may be miserable at home, right? But they're showing these pictures. So be aware, don't compare yourself to anything that is happening on Facebook, because another aspect of this ego is this virtual reality that people have created, a virtual lifestyle that people have created on Facebook that may not be the real them, right? It may be totally different type of human being that they are in their personal life. Then
also, but
Then-
also seeing also other people, like if they're showing and you see they're having fun or happy, like being happy for them. It's like, it's great. I love that you're having this experience. Like, not necessarily, oh, I don't have it, just like, and enjoy it, you know, that consciousness is having this experience through them.
mhm.
It might be different, but like, you know, that's all, you know. I think that it's also a good way, instead of holding against them in a sense, like, oh, they're happy, I'm not. I love that they're happy. I love that it's possible, you know. It's a different experience. I'm having this experience, they're having this experience. Well, none is worse and better than other.
But I would warn people against,
Said,
like,
Patricia. Yeah, because sorry, what I was going to say, what Patricia said is beautiful, because you know, the pain body and the egoic state of mind have this sneaky way of feeding, you know, the toxicity that it's wielding, right? And that's what it's doing when it's comparing. Like Patricia said, you know, okay, they're all happy, great, be happy for them, you know. Don't allow that to feed your insecurity or jealousy and, you know, that not good enoughness that's happening below the surface within you. Instead, be happy for them, and then use the opportunity to self-examine, like, you know, if you feel insecure or, you know, this comparison, where is that coming from? Use it as an opportunity to self-examine, so that you can understand the areas within you that needs healing and evolving, because, you know, I'm seeing there's like a lot of opportunity for healing here that wants to happen. So, you
mhm.
know, the Buddha said, learn to get out of your own way, is stepping back, you know, and recognizing. The good thing is you're in awareness, right? So you've already, you know, you're aware that, oh my goodness, my pain body is triggering comparison. I invite you to go a little deeper. You know, why is this happening, right? And
Yes.
do use the mirror to self-examine and evolve and deepen in your practice and heal yourself. And believe me, you get to the point in the journey, like Poonam was sharing, you know, you don't need anybody in a relationship. If anything, it might be more of an inconvenience because I've got my own thing happening here. Same thing over here, right? My own routine, my own, you know, my own, yeah, everything. And something else comes in. It's like, uh-oh, it interrupts it. And now you've got to like adjust. And nothing is wrong with adjusting. Not that we have issues with adjusting, but, you know, unfortunately, again, because of the way, you know, as humans, we are programmed to have relationship, there's expectation that comes in the door. And with these expectations, you're expected to compromise your, you know, in this case, cultivation. I'm not interested in compromising my inner work cultivation, you know, no, I don't self-compromise. I love myself too much to do that, you know. So yeah, I'm like Poonam said, you know,
Beautiful.
when you're fully present and in love, really, truly, deeply in love with, and recognizing that you are good enough. Who's telling you that you're not good enough? Again, there is that opportunity for healing, right? You are enough. You're the entire universe. You know, you are the universe. We're all, every single one of us, little, I call it, you know, like little specks of universes, right? So allow yourself to see yourself and open up to that love, and you know, allow this, whatever's coming up as the mirror, to show you what's blocking you from experiencing that love. There.
Beautiful. Thank you. And I think Patricia mentioned the inner body meditation. I know Josie got introduced to the new one by Dr. Norm Shealy, right, Josie? You loved it. So we ended up doing actually on the weekend. So Josie messaged me that she did that. So I said, okay, I just did Body Electric. Body Electric is a meditation for advanced students by Dr. Joe Dispenza, which is close to a inner body meditation. And then I had just finished Body Electric and I went, oh, Josie did that meditation. Now I'm going to do that half hour of Dr. Norm Shealy's meditation as well. So do as much as possible of inner body meditation, because the more we inhabit our body, right?
It actually, I don't know if you posted it, that getting into inner body actually raises your vibrations. It's just the minute you concentrate on your body, it raises your vibrations.
Exactly.
That's what we want.
And just last night, Patricia, that's neat that you said that, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, that helped me last night with some things. Just so that was great to hear that from you too. It's always good to see you and hear from you. And I do listen to the question and answer, the lives throughout the years that you all have done, and the progress that I see with everybody is very inspiring, and I'm just grateful. It helps a lot. Thank you so much.
We are so happy you decided to join us as a, you know, recurring, you know, coming back to the live. So it's amazing. Your presence is so sweet. Thank you.
Thank you.
On 4th of July, Josie and Wyatt were the only two people that showed up for the group meditation. So they almost felt like a one-on-one discussion, right? So two of us, two of them were there.
Needed.
So we enjoyed that present moment as well. So with that, let's close the session. It's been, I know it's getting late for Patricia. So thank you for choosing your divinity over your humanity. So grateful. Sri Lakshmi is here with us. Christina joined as well. Eternally grateful for this love and support and all the insights shared. So grateful, so humbled by it. Many blessings. Much love, everyone. Have a good night. We won't meet for another
2 weeks.
2 weeks. So we will meet on the 30th of July next time. So
Yeah.
see y'all on 30th of July. Bye. Good
Bye.
night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a wonderful evening. Bye, Sri Lakshmi.